What's up, you guys? We are back and we're going to talk about the Philly shooting that took place up in Philadelphia. This situation did go viral very quickly, of course. Mauricehill, 36, allegedly shot several officers, 6 of them to be exact, and he did not kill any of them. There were no life-threatening injuries, and there was an 8-hour standoff. I just want to read an article from CNN really fast to show you the picture that's being painted, and if we can go back to the other mass shooters and just compare these articles. The suspect in the standoff that left 6 Philadelphia officers wounded has been identified as Maurice Hill, a 36-year-old with a lengthy criminal history dating back to early 2000s. Hill has faced a wide variety of criminal charges over the years, including burglary, aggravated assault, reckless endangerment of another person, and gun charges, according to public court records. Many did not result in a conviction. Authorities say Hill shot at police officers trying to serve a narcotics warrant at a row house in the Nicetown, Tioga neighborhood on Wednesday afternoon. As officers moved toward the kitchen area inside the home, a man opened fire, forcing some officers to escape through the window, authorities said. 2 officers and 3 others were trapped inside the house when the shooting began, but were evacuated by SWAT officers after nightfall. Wow. Ultimately, 6 officers were wounded in the ordeal. The suspect was arrested shortly after midnight, nearly 8 hours after he first opened fire. Here's what we know about the suspect. He has an extensive rap sheet. Hill spent most of his adult life bouncing around in and out of criminal justice system. U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Pennsylvania, William M. McSwain, said in a Thursday afternoon news conference. Public court records show Hill had numerous brushes with the law dating back to at least 2001 when he turned 18. I think it's clear this man should not have been on the streets, District Attorney Larry Krasner said. The charges against Hill date from before Krasner took office in January of 2018. In 2008, Hill was indicted in federal court in Pennsylvania for the illegal possession of a Smith & Wesson .357 revolver, 7 live rounds of ammunition, and a fully loaded Taurus PT-45 semi-automatic that he purchased in another state, records show. He pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 55 months in prison, plus 3 years for supervised release for felony possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, records state. On the state level, Hill has faced numerous charges that were either negotiated down in plea deals or dropped, including kidnapping and assault when he was 19. A slew of charges Hill faced in a 2007 incident included attempted murder, aggravated assault, and illegal firearms possession, but he ultimately pleaded guilty to 1 count of aggravated assault, according to court records. On multiple occasions, he was charged with intent to manufacture and distribute narcotics and narcotics possession. Hill pleaded guilty to DUI in 2007. He was slated to appear in court next week for probation or parole hearing, according to Krasner. He video chatted with his girlfriend and spoke to the DA and police commissioner. The suspect was in contact with his girlfriend via video chat at one point during the incident, Philadelphia Police Commissioner Richard Ross said in a Thursday morning news conference. It's unclear how officers knew about the chat between Hill and his girlfriend, but negotiators then used information about the girlfriend and the suspect's newborn as leverage to appeal to him and his sense of reasoning, Ross said. But his girlfriend wasn't the only person the suspect spoke to. According to the district attorney, he spoke to the police commissioner, and Hill's former attorney spoke with the suspect to bring the standoff to a peaceful end. Krasner said he received a phone call shortly after 9 p.m. from a local defense attorney named Shaka Johnson, who told CNN he represented Hill in a prior case. Johnson told the district attorney that he was in touch with the suspect, who was expressing concerns that he might be killed if he came out, and he had concerns about what would happen to him when he came out, including the future in terms of any possible case, Krasner said. This led to a four-way call between the district attorney, the police commissioner, the suspect, and Johnson. Krasner said Hill seemed to be very animated, excited, and in a dangerous state, Krasner said. Later in the evening, Johnson told the district attorney that Hill wanted to go in some fashion to see Johnson and Krasner before leaving the house. Both went to the scene, but the police commissioner kept them off the block. Police ultimately used tear gas to force the suspect out of the house. Suspect may never exit a jail, DA says. Charges have not been formally filed against Hill, Krasner said, and the investigation is ongoing, but the district attorney offered a wide range of obvious potential charges the suspect could face. It's pretty obvious there should be charges of attempted murder. It's pretty obvious there should be charges of aggravated assault in the first degree. It's pretty obvious there are some pretty serious firearm charges, including the fact he was a felon before he was handling this weapon, Krasner said. Hill could also face drug charges depending on how the investigation plays out, but an awful lot of these details are not available to us now. I will say there will be a lot of charges, he added. There are more than enough charges so that Mr. Maurice Hill will never exit a jail. So let's talk about this article and try to go back and compare it to the mass shooters, who all seem to just have this random mental illness. I mean, I can pull up the mass shooter articles now and see what they say. But yeah, so I mean, we totally get it. We pretty much figured that he was a criminal, Maurice Hill. But my question is, why on earth would you think that it's okay for him to be able to get a gun, even if it was out of state? Why wouldn't that be something that is a main concern? But we all know that Trump definitely did, and I have the article right here, say that the mass shootings that happened a couple weeks ago, the three of them in succession, were all chalked up to mental illness. So you guys be the judge, and let me know what you guys think down below. Bye.
Giving it up. It's going down. It's going down. Real loud busting. They busting everywhere. satisfaction. Don't give up satisfaction.
Get on, go to Broad Street, please. This is my bus stop at. Well, the bus ain't coming now.
Grind face.